Good morning, everybody. I hope you are all doing well. Happy Friday. Let's get this music pulled down and switched on over, boop, to my face. Hello. You know, usually I don't show you guys my X Station screen because I like that old suspension of disbelief. So you guys are like, oh yeah, he's playing on a normal unmodified PS1, but I needed you guys to see the actual shit show that was all of the Dingo Pictures movies that we are going to be watching today, because today's not a normal stream. As a kind reward to all of you for staying with me and supporting me in the way you do, we are going to be doing a longer stream today, and we're going to be watching through every single one of the Dingo Pictures PS1 movies. I have a specific order in which we will be watching them. If I pull up the list real quick, I've got the special secret sheet 11. No, I don't care about your AI features, Google. I don't want to use those in my spreadsheet. If we get switched on over here, I can show you the exact order we'll be watching them, and that is Goldie, Nice Cats, The Legend of Pocahontas, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Dalmatian/The Dalmatians, Anastasia, The Sword of Camelot, Moses, Prince of Egypt, Lion and the King, not Lion King, Lord of the Jungle, Detective Mouse, Toys, Some Animal Football, Lion and the King, Winky the Bear, Dinosaurs, Dalmatians 2, Atlantis the Lost Continent, Hercules, and Legend of Mulan. 20 whole movies here with my name associated with them, getting ready to just tank my stats. Like, you guys think that your stats are bad? This is going to get so much worse. So much worse. This 61 is going to get booted up to an 81, and these numbers are going to drop by at least 1.5 points each. Like, I think I'm going to be fighting Morgan for lowest average difficulty score. Fantastic stuff, fantastic stuff. Before we do that, though, let's open a Pokemon pack. Let's enjoy ourselves a little bit before we have to be subjected to Dingo Pictures. All right. We're gonna pop open a Lugia. I opened a 10-pack of Ho-Oh yesterday. Let's give a Lugia a try here. We got a Munna. There's a Ladybug. That's a new Barbaracle. Pretty cool. Dynamic Chop, 70 damage for 3 energy. Slow ass move. That is not worth your time. There's a new Remoraid with 20 damage, 60 HP, and last but not least, we got a little Flaffy. Lovely, lovely stuff. You know, I'm not going to complain about 2 news. I will always be happy with a new card. That puts us over 100 cards out of the 161 in this pack. Literally 60 more cards to go. Love to see it. Let's check our Wonder Picks. There's a letter in the mail. We've got some gifts. We got some stuff going on. That's Extra Dimensional Crisis. DUR, thank you for contributing a full 20,000 points to allowing me to pick a game. I do appreciate it. Ooh. This Wonder Pick has an Umbreon EX, and I'm interested in that. Let's go for that one. Never lucky. It's a Granbull. And PS1 Addict. 4,000 points toward me getting to pick a game. You guys know for a fact that when I get to pick a game, it's going to be some bullshit JRPG, right? You understand it's either going to be that or a puzzle game. Premium Pass benefits, have a full art Cleffa, not too interested. Ooh, an extra 10,000 Stardust from the developers. Thanks, developers. Ooh, it's a new month, so we can buy hourglasses. I'll do that on a later time, because I just want to get these dailies completed. there's our dailies. And now we can, in fact, get a cracking on our first PS1 movie, which is Goldie. I'm going to, not music audio, we want to hide you. There we go. Okay. Let's turn the PS1 capture down a little bit, and not dinosaurs. Let's pop open Goldie. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my hands, you know? Like, it feels weird to be playing a PS1 game and not be holding the controller.
Let's watch some jank.
Let's watch some jank indeed. Thanks for the 100 bits. Alright, with the BIOS booted, I should be able to just crank the volume up to max. I'm gonna have to be playing a little bit of musical chairs with the audio settings here. Because, like, the boot sound is going to be so loud, but the rest of the game is going to be so quiet. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't even hear that. Alright. I can kind of hear that. Alright, so all of these... So I'm only going to show this off on the on Goldie here, since this is our first movie. But all of these movies have drawings that you can color. So we've got a little paint that we can do. We can dink around. If we use the shoulder buttons, we can switch to different colors. Yes, this does control just as bad as you think it does. But yeah, it's literally just a fill in any completed box. Not a ton of colors here. Beautiful. It looks great. I love it. Gameplay, that's the gameplay. That's the gameplay we all yearn for. And this right here is why they're all going to get a gameplay rating of 10 out of 10. Because what's not to love about difficulty settings? The ability to express yourself creatively. And here's the game. Can I interest you guys in slide puzzle? No music. Yep. Oh, it's beautiful, is it not? I, for one, want nothing more in this world than to do Goldie slide puzzles. Oh, shoot, I messed that up. Damn, we were close. Whoops. Alright. I think slide puzzles are the lowest common denominator in terms of puzzles, so of course we're going to open another one and look at the... we'll do the bear. I want to see what the biggest one looks like. Gameplay. This right here, this is gameplay. Oh, Lord. So, I would constitute the worst kind of puzzles to be the ones that have just repeating textures similar to the leaves right here. This is a literal nightmare of mine. This is a recurring stress dream that I have. Lord. Okay. Well, that's not why we're here. We're not here to paint pictures. We're not here to play slide puzzles. We're here to watch some movies. Down a little bit. Let's get going on Goldie. So you'll notice the cropping on this is a little weird.
In the magic forest.
So we
All the
got a special scene made just for this.
Seem to hold their breath.
God, I love the human-faced turtle.
If anyone dared say something, he whispered it quietly. When will it happen? The mouse squeaked, shyer than before. Shh. The old tree said in a domineering way. Should I have a look? Asked the squirrel. Don't do that, Vuschel, the tortoise remarked. You will rustle the leaves too loud.
The human-faced turtle is just uncanny.
But to remain patient was difficult for the animals. Restlessly, the squirrel hopped around. If you believe I'm too loud, perhaps the bird may have a look. He's very quiet, he begged. Although the old tree would, of course, never have admitted how curious he was, he had had this idea before. You young people are not able to wait, he mumbled.
Man, we are really starting strong here.
Let the bird have a look. The bird was happy to be able to do something and flew away. The animals were left behind, became more and more nervous. The air was full of suspense. Hurrah! Could suddenly be heard in the forest. Hurrah! It's there! It's there! The bird was fluttering over the animals.
Whoever did the sound design for this just had the time of their lives.
Everyone was chattering. What does it look like? Has it already got a name? May we visit it? Just go, said the old tree. Send it my regards and tell it that I am waiting for its visit. Full of impatience, the animals ran and jumped away.
Oh yeah, I mentioned this on Discord, but I should say it to you guys. Just an extended thank you to the ps1 addict for showing me a program for converting PAL games to NTSC so we could actually run these on console.
How lovely! The animals were whispering to each other. This is the prettiest little kid that was ever born in the magic forest. It's really golden, the squirrel said, full of enthusiasm. What's its name?
I don't like the way that squirrel's looking at me.
We don't know yet, said the father. We haven't had any time to think about its name. But Vuschel has found it just now, said Mother Dear. Vuschel was surprised. I have given it a name, he asked, full of amazement.
Yeah, I don't like Vuschel's eyes.
Mother Dear laughed. Haven't you said that the kid is golden? Goldie is the right name for my little daughter. Goldie's a nice name. Vuschel was so happy. He had found a name for a dear kid. This is a commitment. Vuschel swore to take care of Goldie everywhere and never leave her alone.
Oh, thank goodness Goldie has those friends to take care of her. Because nothing bad is definitely going to happen to her family.
Jump and run. Vuschel became her best friend. He played and rollicked with Goldie all day long. He showed her all the forest. He proudly introduced her to
Vuschel's 100% going to teach Goldie how to commit a murder.
The visit of the two friends, and liked Goldie more and more because she was always friendly and cheerful. When the friends had rollicked about enough, they went to the
This is low-key terrifying. Leave it to the Germans.
They lay down under the branches and listened to the old stories. The trees had been living in the forest for a long time, even longer than the old tortoise. Therefore, they could talk about times when the wild bears and buffaloes were still alive, and when only a few people came into this part of the forest.
Oh, the bears and buffaloes are all dead. I'm pretty sure we saw a bear earlier in the story.
Human beings could be dangerous. On Sunday afternoons, they invaded the forest in big groups and could disturb the silence of the animals. And sometimes, the tree said, hunters came into the forest.
See, there's a bear right there.
And would kill the animals with their guns, yes. As Goldie had never seen a man before, she could not quite believe the stories told by the trees.
Goldie, be careful. The humans will shoot you with their guns.
Dangerous. Goldie had to learn this quickly.
It's gonna go
Every
all
day,
happy tree
Goldie
friends, and we're
Bushel
gonna get to
played in
see the
meadow.
humans actively
It was
murdering
nearly
Goldie's
summer, and
parents.
everywhere it was blooming in the most beautiful colors. Goldie was watching the bees busily collecting the pollen. One of the bees she found particularly pretty
Oh,
and
that bee
tried
is
to nudge her with her
pogging.
nose again and again. The bee
That bee
enjoyed
looks like he
this,
just told the
and very
worst
much he
dad
played
joke the world
tag
has
with
ever
Goldie.
seen. He's hitting you with that open
Take
grin
it,
smile,
Bushel
waiting for
shouted,
you to get
but
it.
it was already too late. Goldie had fallen into the pond. She was rowing her legs heftily. The water's not too deep, Bushel shouted. You can stand there. And indeed, when Goldie stopped kicking around, she noticed that her legs were on solid ground. She quickly jumped out of the pond. Bushel laughed his head off. And the
Bushel,
bee was giggling.
kind of a dick.
Stop laughing, you two. That could have happened to you just as well. But not to
Famously
me,
just
the
a
bee
mean
said cheerfully.
squirrel.
And I always take care where I run along, Bushel said, full of self-confidence. Goldie was sulking. But not for long. The day was much too pretty to feel offended.
Oh, the woodpecker's back at it.
In the evening, Goldie and Bushel ran home tiredly. Goldie's mother usually waited at the edge of the protected plantation area for the two friends. But today, nobody was to be seen, full of unrest.
Oh,
Both of them
no.
were looking around. Very strange.
Where's Goldie's
said.
mom?
Where could she be now? Goldie and Bushel searched again and again until it became dark. They asked all the animals whether they had seen Goldie's mother.
What's up with her joints? Those
Nobody
legs are
knew
wrong. You ever tried to
anything.
draw a horse before?
Tired
Oh,
and
for fuck's
sad,
sake, it's a
Goldie and
Bambi
Bushel lay
situation.
down to sleep.
All right, I believe we've reached to the point where I can tell you guys the nice little secret about these
The next
Dingo
morning,
Pictures
they
movies.
started the search
They're
again.
all based on Disney movies. These are all cheap German knockoffs of Disney
After
movies.
many hours of unsuccessful searching, they sat down in a meadow and were utterly depressed.
So wild concept, The Legend of
What's the
Mulan,
matter with you? They
Hercules,
suddenly heard a voice.
Toys,
Can I help you with anything?
Mouse
It
Detective.
was Mimmer, who had seen the two when he was looking for food. Oh, Mimmer, Goldie said. My mother's disappeared and nobody has seen her. We already asked all the animals in the forest. Oh, dear. Mimmer was terrified. That sounds bad.
They didn't want to show
I've
the
thought something like that before.
scene
Do you know
where
anything?
Goldie's
Have you seen
parents were
anything?
getting actively
I could be
murdered, so
wrong,
she
but I'm
just
afraid I'm right,
vanished.
Mimmer said. Yesterday about lunchtime, I was lolloping along with my children in the meadow over there. Then I came quite near to your protected forest area. Suddenly it became dark, but it was not the sun that went down, but big shadows were falling on the grass. Mimmer became very quiet.
Not quite a protected forest area, is it?
Men? Goldie shouted, horrified. Did they have guns? Did they kill my mother?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. As soon as we noticed the men, we ran off quickly. But I haven't heard any shots. Carry on. What happened then? I don't know, Mummer said sadly.
I'm glad that the... Oh.
Mummer would have liked to comfort Goldie, but he didn't know how to do it. So he lolloped away slowly.
The 3 frames of
Let's go
animation
to
on
the
Goldie
trees.
crying is
They've seen so
fantastic.
much. Perhaps they know what may have happened. Bushel suggested. They ran to the trees quickly and told them what they had heard from Mummer. Oh dear, said the trees, that is bad. No one who has had anything to do with human beings has come back into our forest. From now on, nobody could hear Goldie laughing in the magic forest anymore. With sad eyes, she sat in the meadow without saying a word.
I really hope all of these
The other
stories are
animals
just
missed
the
her
German
laughing and
variants of them,
rollicking,
so
and
they're
after a while,
all
they
just
also became
super
more
sad
and
at the
more
end.
sad. It became quiet in the magic forest. Even the birds
Just
tweeted
maximally
only little
macabre.
messages to one another. It was almost to believe that even the sun did not shine so brightly anymore, for it had become darker and darker in the forest.
And roll the credits.
One day, an old wandering bear came into the magic forest. He looked around in amazement. Was this really the forest that he had known as a young bear?
No, it's not, because all the bears and buffaloes have died.
Everyone certainly had been happy. He took a rest near the old trees. "Hi, old tree," he said.
This was actually Goldie's villain origin story.
Keep your heads down. "Shh, shh," the tree said, because the bear had spoken very loud, and nobody had done that in the magic forest in a long time. The bear looked amazed. "If you're not allowed to speak loudly anymore, you're in a bad situation. Now tell me immediately. There is always some way to help." "Not in this case," said the tree. "Listen, some months ago we were all very glad and happy. Then something terrible happened after that." And the old tree
The turtle
told
has
the bear
not
the
emerged
story
his
of
head in
Goldie
those
and the
some
disappearance
years.
of her mother. The bear listened full of interest. "Is there anything by which you can recognize Goldie's mother?" he asked.
Goldie lost
Yes.
her mother.
Goldie's mother had a white spot on her right front leg. That is something very special. "Then I've seen Goldie's mother," said the bear.
The
"You've
bear's
seen
gaping maw with his tongue slightly out. The story of a child losing their mother.
alive!" The bird, sitting on the branches of the old tree, shouted. He had heard everything and rose in the air and shouted, "She lives, she lives!" The animals looked up in horror. "Have you heard? The bird said she lives." They whispered because they did not dare talk too loudly yet. But as there were so many whispering, the whispering became louder and louder, and then there was a rustling
our
through the
pride
magic
pogbees
forest.
are back.
"She lives! Goldie's mother lives!" Goldie, who was sitting in the meadow, sadly heard this as well. "She lives!" She could hardly believe it. "The bear's seen your mother. She lives!" the bird shouted excitedly. Goldie jumped
God,
up.
I hope the bear saw her mother stuffed in a pub
"Where's
somewhere.
the bear?" "Near the old trees," the bird shouted. Now at last, after a long time, Goldie ran away with long jumps. "Stop! Not so quickly!" Vushel shouted and was hopping behind her.
Betting she isn't alive. I don't know, this is pretty triumphant music.
Where have you seen my mother?" she called as she arrived by the old trees. "That is a sad and long story," the bear said. Meanwhile, all the other animals had come together around the trees.
Hey, your mom's alive. She's by the old tree. Wait, where's my mom? We're by the old tree. Well, that's a
said the
sad
bear.
story, you see.
You will know that many thousands of animals are killed by the people. They all shouted in horror, but not always. Sometimes we're just caught and locked up by the human beings. "Why does that happen?" Mom asked. "I don't know exactly," the bear said. "Whatever the reason may be, they give us just a little piece of earth. They make a high fence with points around us so that it becomes impossible to jump across it. That is called an enclosure by the human beings. And then what will happen to the animals that are locked up?" the mouse squeaked. "Something strange will happen. Every day many people turn up and look through the fence. We are never unwatched.
I'm glad
There's
this animal
absolutely no
language
place we can
understands
go
the
and hide
concept of
ourselves from the looks
guns
of
and
man."
shooting and murder, but they're just
"That's
now
absolutely
learning about
terrible,"
enclosures
said
and
the shy
zoos.
hedgehog. "But that's not everything," the bear said. "Often the people bring along drinks and food, and then they throw the empty tins and bottles behind the fence." "Where the animals are?" Fushel asked. "Exactly there," the bear said. "And often the animals injure themselves on pieces of glass or tins." "And Goldie's mother?" "I've seen Goldie's mother in exactly such an enclosure." "Is she injured?" Goldie asked in horror. "I don't think so, but she's ill." "Ill?" the old tree moaned. "Is it bad?" "Yes. Unfortunately, the men do not come to the fence on foot, but they come in big cars. And these cars make a horrible noise and pollute the air. And the animals must breathe this polluted air all day long. And that's why Goldie's mother coughs all the time and has become ill." "She can't get away from that?"
Goldie's
Fushel
mother
asked.
has
The bear
emphysema.
shook his head. Goldie's
Thank
tears
you for
were running
listening to
over
my
her cheeks,
story.
and even the
Credits
trees
roll.
started crying.
Is it time? Is it time for a prison break?
"Oh dear, that's impossible," Momo said, full of energy. "There must be a way to free the animals.
All right,
It has
Goldie, we
never
now
been
start a
tried
riot
until
in the
now."
prison yard.
"But haven't you heard what the bear said? The fence is much too high to jump over it." "That's true, it is too high. But how do you know that that's the only way over the fence? Perhaps there may be a way under the fence." "Under the fence?" The animal shouted. "That's the idea." "Then off we go," the bear said. The animals started to move.
I'm pretty sure I've heard this story before. The story of that one deer who got broken out of a zoo. The help of a bear, a baby deer, a squirrel, a really happy bee, a blue jay, a turtle, and a duck. The most unlikely ragtag group of individuals.
At last they saw the fence. Goldie wanted to run. "Stop," ordered the bear. "We've got to wait until it is dark and the people have gone home. Or do you want to be caught yourself?" The animals hid behind a high hedge. At last it became quiet. The last cart took off. "Let's go," the bear whispered. Cautiously they all moved to the enclosure. It was a sad sight they saw. The tired animals stood on little pieces of earth, and they all looked very ill.
Honestly, sounds like a skill issue to me.
Quietly, but when Mom did not react, she shouted a bit louder.
I'm
"Mom!"
constantly breathing in car exhaust. My blood is more microplastic than red blood cell. And I'm functioning okay.
She whispered very weakly.
I don't look sickly and pale.
All were quiet because of their emotion. Mummel was the first to start talking. "I'm as glad as you are," he said, breathing deeply. "But we must start working now. We want to free all of you," Wuschel said proudly. "And we also know how to do it. Let's start." All of a sudden, the animals had disappeared. "Where have they all gone?" Goldie's mother asked. "Don't you hear anything?" Goldie asked. Mother Deer raised her ears so she could hear it herself. There was a nibbling and a scratching.
Oh, popcorn! It's some of that ground popcorn.
The hare, the squirrel, the mice, and the rest of the animals were nibbling busily at the fence with their sharp teeth, whereas the moles dug deep holes underneath the fence. Without a break, they worked hour by hour. "That should be enough now," Mumu said at last. "If you can make yourselves very small, you can slip through the fence." Full of doubt, the locked animals came nearer. "Carry on. Who will be first?" the bear asked. "I'm sure it will work." Goldie's mother made herself as small as she could, and she was at last able to slip through the fence. The animals cheered.
We broke out of prison.
"Shh, shh," Mumu said.
I really feel like the tortoise here is the all-star of this show.
While Goldie and her mother were
Honestly, that tortoise could teach a masterclass on how to steal a scene from someone.
"And now away from here as quickly as possible. It's already getting bright, and soon the first people will turn up here," the bear warned. It was a strange procession which at dawn moved towards the magic forest. Often they had to take a rest, because some of the animals were injured and very weak. But they managed to do it. "They're coming!" the bird shouted.
The bear just out here with the fireman's carry.
They came together for a great festival. And at last, after many weeks and months, everybody was happy and cheerful in the magic forest again. And also the sunbeams were dancing, full of joy on the leaves of the bushes and the trees.
Is that the story of Goldie? Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Goldie. What's going on in the options? Can I see credits? Nope. All right. Well, that's going to do it for Goldie. Movie number 1 has been finished. Let's get switched on over to the spreadsheet here and write out our thoughts here on Goldie. Pop on down to the finished games queue. Throw that over here. So the gameplay in Goldie is non-existent. The graphics in Goldie look terrible. The music in Goldie is okay for the 1 4-second track. The story is kind of Bambi. We'll give that one a 3. Our wow factor, I am astonished at this. These are all going to get phenomenal scores in terms of wow factor because I'm having the time of my life. I'll give it a 7 on wow factor and a difficulty of 0. For an overall score of a 2, yeah, an overall score of a 2 feels fair. That's going to do it for Goldie. Let's get switched on over to Nice Cats. Yep, got rid of that. Awesome. One out of 20, baby. 1 out of 20. Well, we're going to be at this for a while. Let's throw down a stream marker. Let's go up here to the top and do one of those. Perfect. All right, up next is Nice Cats. So it was a little bit of a hassle to get all of the games, get them patched